Hey guys, Killing86 here. I'm gonna just do a short video because I have a feeling that what we're seeing in Mcjuggernuggets, a new season of The Devil Inside. Let's take a look. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because it feels like we are. Because facing his demons, it kind of feels that way. Now, let's talk about The Devil Inside. Now, we saw how it began with, the trial of killing my father. Then all the way over here, we start to see him changing. And now right here, on Snap Out of It, we find out that Jesse has snapped into the mirror and he's trapped inside. Now we know that Isaac's there. Now, after doing the behind the scenes, we've seen how Isaac was trying to. We saw actually, if you think about it, we actually seen Jesse going through the BTS on every Psycho video that they've done. And after that was done, now we kind of see the point where Isaac is starting to take over. We've seen the pranks that he's done. That was the funniest, him hacking into the Larry's Lounge. But then we've seen how Joe was faking a heart attack. He thought he pranked him by destroying his car and hurting his child. And also, he did the dead prank, which that got banned. If you guys haven't seen that, it's on my channel. Because I reacted to it. We've seen how he did the Psycho Dad Rage stream prank on his brother and doing the gunpoint. And then we saw the point where now we've seen how Jesse has transformed into Isaac by him drinking. So after that, we kind of seen that he decided to leave to go to LA to try to do a new project. Which I had a feeling that the project that we were seeing might have been Storyfire, I guess. But we've seen how he decided try to figure out what he wanted, and that kind of right there, we kind of seen that. That kind of gave us an opportunity of the MVE kind of motive, because he said, "Give us a comment if you want me to stay in LA, or give me a thumbs up to go back to New Jersey." Now we've seen him having a drunken adventure, and then we see him come home. Then we've seen how he was spiraling out of control. Then we've seen him trying to do the Psycho Series 2. And everything has changed. And when we seen him try to do the Psycho Series 2, things didn't go as planned because they didn't go. Every scenery, every picture, every statue. If you guys remember back in the Psycho Series, at the end, we've noticed that we've seen elk and everything. Sorry, guys. The reason why I can't play any videos is because my internet is starting to mess up. So it's better to just do it right here and give you the 411. Then, right there, off the deep end, we find out that we know that's not Jesse, that's Isaac. And we see him spiraling out of control. Then we see him pierce his ears. Then he dyed his hair. And he got a tattoo. And every step we've seen him transform into Isaac, and we know that that's not really Isaac. He actually believed that he was Jesse, but we all believe that he was Jesse, but we know that's Isaac. Now, we didn't see the Only Way Out, which that was banned, or was removed from YouTube. That's when he tried to drown himself. That was terrible. Returns to his high school. We've seen how every single video we see him transcend. We try to figure out exactly, we got to know him and everything. But now this is where he actually dropped the character and revealed that his pop passed away. But then after that, we've seen him was able to bring another character back, which was Longbags. And then right now, that's where we've seen now Isaac going out of control. He destroyed his dad's car. He did a birthday cake prank and attacked one of his friends. And he tried to have him snap back, but he's telling him that it won't work because there's nobody there. But then we've seen him kidnap Jesse's mom and try to get Jesse out, but Jesse wasn't there. So every step we've seen that now Parker was the one who was talking to Jesse, telling him he has to snap into that mirror again. So every video that we've seen, The Devil Inside was the one where we actually seen him double snap, and go back to his real world. Now, if you guys remember, at that certain point, he did talk to Jesse. He's telling him that, Isaac, you're a character that I've created. But Isaac didn't really believe it, but he said, I'm telling you that because I'm writing it. You're going to say this. Fun times. He said, fun times? What the heck? And that's when he realized that, there you go. But now, this is where, now, right here, this is exactly where season 1 ended, because we've seen that Isaac was able to snap back. Now, let me see if I can be able to play this video. I can't. I still can't. Sorry, guys, my internet is going off a bit. Let me see if I can be able to play it. Well, okay, I can't. Unfortunately, I can't. So anyway, let's go back to that point. Now, this is where season 1 ended for the Devil Inside, because that's where Isaac double snapped and he went back to his world, back in the MVE world, actually. I mean, judging from what we saw in MVE, we saw where he actually went, and he was there. Dang it, I still can't play it. Forget it. So anyway, now this is where season 2 started. Boogie's bath time freakout. Now we actually found out that Isaac sent the mirror to a place where nobody would find it. Then we found out that Boogie, as you know, was a big fan of his. He had the mirror, and that's where we've seen Big Brother able to destroy his mirror with, I guess, a World of Warcraft sword, and he was free. But then, unfortunately, all the way down the line, we've seen Jesse going in and out of character. I Am Everything was the actual video where we've seen him trying to act. He acted as Psycho Kid, he had to act as Isaac, and he tried to act like the creator, the one who's writing the stories. But he lost control. Even when he tried to snap back into it, it wouldn't work. Now, Parker right here, when he's leaving the channel, we find out that the devil is the one who is controlling everything. So after that, we haven't seen Jesse in a while, and then Jesse came back. And this is where he decides to do a cameraman competition. There you go. And then he had a little mishap with Michael Cruden, who mistook everything that he did about his life. And then that's when the cameraman competition started. Oh, as you know, that the Streamy Awards started, and also Storyfire was actually being created. And this is where the cameraman competition started. Now, let's go to the point where season 3 ended. Now, season 2, I'm sorry. Season 2 ended when this started. The new cameraman gets fired. Now, that's the opinion where I believe that's where it happened. Now, this is the part where we actually seen Swift and Jesse get ready to go into Isaac's world. And that's when season 2 of Devil Inside ended on that point, where with the devil, he made the choice of telling Isaac's story. And then, as you can see, he got rid of all the mirrors, but he did, as we know, remembered, he did keep one. But anyway, let's go back to the point. He did keep one, and that's for the future videos coming back later. Now, season 2 ended on that point where he was able to control Swift and make him be quiet, and they decided to go into Isaac's world to find out and tell the story. And that's where MVE started, and that was it. Now, this is where season 3 started. Now, guys, after MVE, we started at the point where MVE he did every video every Sunday, and then he stopped at some point and then rested and did season 2 and then season 3, and bam, there you go. MVE was over. Now, guys, at that point, I did meet Mcjuggernuggets. That's where we actually got to the point where, if you guys remembered my video when I met Jesse at VidCon, I told him that I wait till you do it, and I kept my promise. When you do it and upload on YouTube, then I put it on. And then that's where we had at the point where this is where season 3 started. Now, season 3, he cannot be stopped. They were in Hawaii vacationing. And then he had the necklace, and he threw it in the ocean. And then we later find out, along the way, that he got it back. But that's not till later. So, all the way through, we've seen him enjoy VidCon and everything. He met Korn. Now, the return of Mcjuggernuggets was the actual video where, lo and behold, he met Isaac and he got the story that he wanted. He got the story told and found out exactly how to give him a happy ending. And then that's where Isaac was able to give him the necklace back. But he said he was the one who gave it. Now, here's the one thing I found crazy. Jesse was the one who gave Isaac the necklace. So now he's saying he's giving it back. Now, the real question is, how did Isaac get that necklace in the first place from him anyway? Like I said before, so I don't know. From that point, that's where the timeline was actually changed. But like I said before, He Cannot Be Stopped was the start of Season 3. Now, we saw that Jesse and Juliet broke up, and his parents found out, and they decided to prank each other at a certain point. And it was funny to see Big Brother steal his money and paint his room pink, and that's when we got to the point where Lance Stewart came into the picture. And then he started to... I have a feeling that maybe he was just doing that to get videos of him, try to build his views up. Because at that point, guys, if you guys remembered, his videos were not going up after the fact that his videos were not getting popular anymore. Then we see him trying to go see the Logan Paul fight, and he lost. But then when Storyfire came about, he lost $100,000, hoping that he would win, and he tried to hopefully make a lot of money to put it in Storyfire. And then we saw the point where Jesse was about to leave to go to LA, which he said that's what he wanted to do as his dream, to make movies and also do good in his life. And that's the sad part right there, because as you guys can see, in that video, there's Uncle Chris right there. And that's really sad at that point, because we did not expect... to me, guys, I didn't expect that he was going to be gone so soon. But this pandemic is what sucks the most. But we're not there yet. But then we saw that Lance Stewart was trying to... Jesse was hoping that Lance would get through to his dad to explain that YouTube's a good job and he should do it, but his dad was told that Jesse wanted to go to LA to make something of himself. But at that point, he didn't want to believe it, but then he lied to him saying that he was going to go, but he didn't. So they decided to leave, unannounced. And he tried to go into Lance Stewart's house, and that didn't work, because as you know, that he tried to get into bed with him, and he kicked him out. So as they stayed in Swift's house, they decided to go to Boogie's house and live with him. Because at that point, guys, if you guys remember, him and his wife got a divorce. So now he's all by himself. So he saw that he was ruining his... trying to get him under a diet. And also, as you guys noticed, Boogie decided to put ghost pepper in the bathtub. That went wrong, because their bodies were all burning up. But then after that, we've seen Boogie pull a prank on them by pretending to do a Dexter / almost Misery type thing. And that was the funny part. And then we see Jesse go back into Lance's house and steal candy. But we see him come home for one last time to try to get the rest of his stuff. And that's where the fortune teller stated that you're going to get life and you're going to get a fortune, and also that Storyfire was going to flourish. But then after that was death. And and what sucks about that, what if that fortune of death didn't actually mean for any of his characters? It may be that in the future someone died. Guys, I just surprised myself. So his fortune said there was life and there was fortune, which, as you know, the Psycho series did good, and there was death. So guys, what if the death one was actually Uncle Chris? And also, he lost his grandmom too. But then he had to move out again. So he went to Kid Behind the Camera, hopefully that he could do a weight loss thing again. And that worked out for a little bit, but he actually had to lie for him to say that he's at L.A. and Kid Behind the Camera just was there to visit. So all through that, we see some ghost videos, everything, and also he got kicked out. He got kicked out because of what Swift did. because as you remember that Swift was trying to clean his cleaning every grandpa's car. He hated it and he got kicked out. So Swift got fired. So then we saw Juliet and Jesse reunited to do an MVE reunion. Then they went to Colorado. That's where Swift asked for his job back. Then he tried to sell his car, and as Halloween went, it got crazier and crazier every single time. And then we saw a new cameraman, and as you guys may have remembered, it was Nick. Nick was the new cameraman. And as time went by, his dad keeps wondering why does he keep coming to visit, and he's not living in L.A. And then he decided to go live in the RV. And here's the problem. Big Brother, if you guys remember, Big Brother was the one who took the RV and put it somewhere. But unfortunately, Jesse and Dom, if you guys remember, Dom was the cameraman. Dominic Maisto. Sorry about that, guys. I just realized, because when I saw this one got found in the woods, we found somebody in the woods, that we actually found out Dom was the one who lived in there. So all through the videos, we've seen Jesse just trying to last because he doesn't want to go home, because he knows that if he does go home, he lied about it. So he gave an eviction notice. He has until January 15th or 16th, if I remember correctly, and he has to move out. So, as Swift was doing good for himself, Jesse decided to prank him on some things, and that didn't work out. So he had Jeffrey actually hired Swift to be the cameraman, but that didn't work out either. So he had to leave too. And as we've seen that Swift that he got the graphic novel done. This was the funny part. I had to say, Boogie demands the Psycho Series graphic novel every single time. He always body slams him on the bed. That was the best. But then when he's seeing everyone liking the graphic novel, they love it. And then we see a Willy Wonka type thing with Boogie, and got the house tour that he dreamed of. And then he finally got the book. But unfortunately, he had to take it back, unfortunately. Then after that, he finds out that when he hired Dom was living in the RV, and he finds out that he was there, and they kicked him out. They both kicked him out. But then as we go on, we see that the Devil Inside, and we see the Devil Inside necklace in this one. Korn saved Psycho Kid from Switzerland. The necklace was back. And I don't know how he got it back, because he threw it in the ocean, if you guys remember that. So, that's where the house hunting started. Everybody was trying to find a house. Well, actually, Jesse was trying to find a house, hoping that he would get a loan to try to buy a really big, fancy house that's over $500,000, which he can't afford. And that's where he got evicted. He stole his dad's signature. And kid behind the camera got kicked out too, so he had to stay with them too. So as time went on, we've seen him trying to do videos, trying to make some money, and hopefully he could be able to get the house and build credit. But in this one, Mcjuggernuggets destroyed Angry Grandpa's ashes. That was really bad. That drew the line right there. He found out that the house that he wanted got sold, and he saw the Muhammad Ali house. Well, actually, we're not there yet, unfortunately. So now he had to live in the realtor's house. And as you remember, since he got the signature, he's got the credit card to try to build some credit so he could buy a house and put down a payment. So they looked at every single house. Every single house. Now this one was the Muhammad Ali house that he loved the most. So he was hoping that that Big Brother, which as you know his finance person that handles everything, he was hoping that he would try to get them to get a loan so he could be able to get that house. So as Morgan Day goes, we saw that Big Brother was actually going to put his name on the line to try to help him buy a house. Then he wanted the Muhammad Ali house. He tried to put a bid on it, and that didn't work out as planned, because Jesse was trying to make a deal, and he wanted to buy a $3 million house, which it went down to $1.8 million house. So he was making the decision without him. So he chose the house that we've seen now. That's where he found that big bag of money, which he didn't find out along the way. And as we know, we met Karen. We've seen him meet Karen all along the other videos, and we saw when he helped her do this self-care YouTube channel, which that's the best part ever. Then this is where we actually met Tippy, and that was funny. And that's where we saw the big accident with Lance because he was trying to impress him, which I don't see why he did it. Then we've seen all through the Storyfire videos, well, here we go right here, that he added. They moved in, but he had the key to the house. But this is all the Storyfire videos of them in that house. Fire broke out. Swift had to leave because he couldn't pay him, wasn't doing a good job. So they decided to do one thing. Enjoy every single moment. And then we find out that YouTube 24, Brian Spitz, told him that Storyfire is doing great, but they need more money. But in the housewarming gift, we find out that the bag got stolen. And that's where we've seen along the way they did their own cameraman competition, trying to find a new cameraman. But the bag of money was gone. Karen found out on her channel that some mobsters were looking for it. So the only person that knew about the bag of money was Jesse. But Jesse hid the fact that he had it. But he said he was going to use it for Storyfire, but that didn't work, so somebody stole it. And I'm sure you guys remember who stole it. But anyways, let's get back. I'm getting ahead of myself. Now we see the cameraman competitions where everyone was enjoying themselves and trying to know who's going to be the next cameraman. We saw how the Regenerate squad was going up against each other, even Miggs. Then we've seen how his dad had to shut down his ice cream parlor, which that was the best. And then right here, we find out as the Devil's Disciple, we saw that Korn was able to survive, and he was the new cameraman. So seeing Korn back as the cameraman was great, but unfortunately, now that we find out that the bag of money was gone, now Jesse got a phone call saying that you better find that bag of money or someone's going to get hurt. So we later find out that Karen got stolen, was taken by the mobsters. And as they were trying to find her, the only way to find her is try to find that bag of money. Then they actually find out in the videos that what's funny is they actually said, I need a list of all the people that was at the party. They said, who are the only people that would watch my channel? We found out it was either the little girl, I think his little cousin, or Boogie. So as we found out, Boogie was the one who took the money, but he believed that maybe that he needed that money just to make himself happy, which he said he doesn't need it. But he told him that Karen needs that money to survive. But then we seen him save Karen, but then also along the way, we find out that Psycho Dad used that bag of money to pay off the house. So, with the Mafia raiding Mcjuggernuggets' house, Psycho Dad saved the day. But unfortunately, now Jesse decided to leave and try to find out exactly what to do with his life, and that didn't go very well. So, we've seen him try to have a big awakening, try to find the answers to how to try to find like a spiritual thing, try to figure out exactly like what he wants, what he needs. But then along the way, we went to Disneyland, and this is where we happened to see him meet the girl of his dreams, Ashley. Then we later saw in the background videos that, well, actually I'm not there yet. We see someone stole his Tesla. He thought his dad stole it, but they didn't. It was actually Korn who stole it. Now, we've seen all the videos we've seen that Big Brother was trying to expose him for what he did. So, he was trying to do it against his brother. But unfortunately, Karen couldn't help. Everybody couldn't help Jesse at all. So, he decided to talk to him about, why are you doing this? Jeffrey was just making an idea that, why do you have to keep making videos of you trying to do a story? And he said, that's what I do. I want to do it. I want to make stories. And it was kind of crazy at the point because As you know, Big Brother knew everything. He knew exactly what was going on because he was behind the scenes, unfortunately. And then we later find out that after when they left, Jesse found out Ashley went to the same college that he did, and they got together again. The date didn't go very well because he was trying so much to try to be like a somebody. But Ashley kind of understood the fact that you don't have to like flex the money. You don't have to show me that this is your house to show that they're trying to impress me. He impressed her because of how he was. Then we see them traveling, everything, and when Ashley found out about Big Brother's video, we found out the actual truth on how that happened and how they got together. So, either way, that was the best video ever. But along the way, we've seen fans break into the house. We've seen this crazy fan break into the house. We saw that that someone might be hacking Storyfire or YouTube because our algorithm was messed up. So they found that we've seen them trying to find a place to make a building for Storyfire, and then we later find out that they destroyed the necklace. But then they got a new necklace. It was like some type of pyramid thing, Illuminati type thing. So along the way, they needed money, but we've seen how Ashley was using him for money, supposedly. And then the future of everything. We've seen how Jesse's trying to understand about like what's going on, what's the direction of his videos is going. Then we see him prank Swift be inside a self-piloted Tesla building. Tesla car. That was the funny part. So, and then along the way, they decided to pull pranks, and we seen Swift, like, messing up, ruining everything. And then we saw the fact that Isaac gave Jesse a dog, his dog. And then later we find out that, on this point right here, Sputnik, that he was able to change reality from the Psycho series world. But here's the thing about that, because Swift was desperate for money, so he was trying to see if he could be able to go back to the Psycho series world. But Jesse told him that you can't. Once you do that, you're messing up time. So along the way, when they went to the Psycho series room to get some stuff, they found out that the glasses were there, and Jesse just had like a time lapse in his mind, and something changed. So, As you know, Swift was still living there, was living trying to live in the Psycho house, and then he made his own Eagle's Landing. Oh, really? What the heck? What happened? Guys, if you guys remember, there was more videos along the way, but that was done. So right here, guys, after they've seen this, that's when another video came out where he used the mirror to give Psycho Kid the numbers to the safe and change reality. So give me 1 second, guys. Good. Somebody actually made a different playlist. So now we saw that. But then as Jesse was starting to lose everything and losing his mind because of what's going on, he was spiraling out of control. And now we got to the point where he actually used the Devil Inside necklace, saying that the necklace was actually a key to opening a door. So when they did that, they actually opened the gateway to something. They're trying to find out the answers to everything. And Jesse he tried to find the devil and wondering where he was. And he just looked at him through the cracked mirror and said, "Wouldn't you like to know?" So somehow the devil is gone somewhere. And so far we haven't seen Jesse put a video up at all. So we've seen how his dad destroyed his Xbox One. And then we saw where Jesse was trying to make a video using his dad as an example. As you know, Psycho Dad and everything. The tagline, which is a name that is not a trademark thing, but you know what I mean. So what's funny is that Psycho Dad wants him to do something different. Quit using him to get a reaction out of everything. So someone spray painted his car. He decided to pull a prank on his dad since he hit 4 million subscribers to give him a tattoo. And it didn't go very well. He found another bag of money, We saw how he helped his family pay the debt, his family's debt. They did a little game show right there. They did a cake 1,000 competition. We've seen how Jesse showed off his old Pokemon cards, which I have mine too. And we've seen they're doing competitions about anything. They give them prizes. And we saw how Ashley actually won an iPhone 12. But unfortunately, right here in this video, Lance Stewart and Mcjuggernuggets are double dating. This is where Jesse actually met Julia. And that didn't go very well. He got drunk because he was trying to impress Lance. And that didn't go very well because you guys know exactly how that went. And this is where they actually broke up. So at this point, this is where COVID-19 actually happened. So we haven't seen much videos. We saw that. Well, it's funny that they didn't upload. They didn't put the a video in there where, as you guys know, they got a building where they did their story fireplace, and unfortunately, it had to close down because of COVID. Also, a lot of people were, well, as you guys know, they were doing pranks. They actually pranked Swift, saying that he got COVID, and they did all that stuff, and that didn't go very well. They had to leave. And I think at a certain point where we seen how when Jesse quit YouTube, at that point, he decided to get his he asked his dad to give him his channel back. I think this was way before. Sorry, guys, I must have missed that. So he had to get his channel back because after when he said he was going to quit in 2020, things didn't go very well because, as you guys know, Storyfire was not doing very well. And I think the reason why it didn't do very well, because if you guys remembered, Jesse kept putting out video applications, and where everybody wanted to do videos on there. Like Jesse said, he wanted to make a platform where he wanted to give everyone a voice. But video applications, and as you know, his Psycho Dad actually said that's not going to work, and I don't think it's going to last. So he decided to leave. He decided to leave and sneak into Kim behind the camera's house without him knowing. And then when Bridget found out about it, he's saying that you and Michael are just the same. You guys don't don't grow up, and you guys don't only think about yourselves and not others. So he decided to take the money and decided to leave and try to start a new life. But Jesse decided he talked to him and said, listen, you can't just leave the house. You have to be there for your daughter. And it's time to grow up. It's time to leave the past behind. So that's what they did. So Jesse was hoping to try to give Ashley her phone, but as you guys may have remembered, Jesse we've seen Ashley's point of view of why they broke up. They're saying that he was an obnoxious boyfriend who tells her you can't hang out with these people, you gotta stay with me. And every time when they lived together, she felt like she had to clean, she had to do this and that, pick up his stuff. And they said but ever since when COVID hit, they had to be quarantined, and they were by each other's side every day. But that's the thing, guys. Let's think about relationships. If you want to take it to the next level, if you're able to be with that person every minute, every second, and every day, that means you're ready to make that step. And that's how they broke up. But unfortunately, at that certain point, we've seen Ashley's point of view, but that made him actually believe. When he actually watched the video, he's saying that Ashley made him sound like a jerk, and he kind of was at that point. So he decided at that bag, he found some coordinates to a new, maybe somewhere a new bag of money, which was at the PA house. So he decided to do something nice. He bought his dad a classic car, his dream car, and he bought the PA house. We've seen how everyone reacted when he told everyone that he bought a $1.2 million house, and we saw how Ashley was trying to talk to him and try to understand what's going on. He wouldn't call. He wouldn't try to text him and everything. So he decided to went over there and destroyed his Xbox Series X. And as Ashley was trying to understand why he's acting this way, they flash back into what happened, how it was at the beginning, and they reenacted the same hot tub thing or pool thing that they did back in Florida, and they got back together again. But then we saw how his friends were destroying her clothes and everything, and that's when we saw the news that really broke our hearts. We find out grandmom passed away, and also Uncle Chris. That was the saddest point of of their family's lives, knowing the fact that a family member that they know died of COVID, and that's what sucked the most. So Jesse hasn't been putting out videos very much. So his dad destroyed his PlayStation 5 and telling him, you got to get back to the old grind. I know you don't like it when he told him, get out there, try to make a living, breathe the air, and also enjoy life because you just lost an uncle. He said, I know that, but I don't want to be out here. I don't want to be at this place. The reason why he said that, guys, if you guys remembered, COVID hit and you can't do anything. You can't go anywhere because of that. So, they tried to make the best of it. They tried. They tried every single thing. And, it didn't go very well. So now let's fast forward. This is where Jesse had to sell his Pride and Joy Storyfire. And some guy named Deck Chair was the one who bought it. So when he tried to talk to his dad, it didn't work out very well. So he decided he needed money. So he tried to sell the PA house. And that didn't go very well because Ashley was kept getting in the way. Now, Psycho Dad demanded his money back after investing $50,000. And so in retaliation, his dad stole his Tesla. So he tried to steal it back. And he just tried to steal it back, but it didn't work. So he decided to try to sell his old car. That didn't work out very well. And then we later find out along the way that one of Mig's friends, which was his cousin, stole his mom's jewelry and gave him money. And then we later see that Jesse decided to follow Lance to Punta Cana, try to get some views up and hopefully some videos. Even when he tried to say that you don't need her, you can marry me because we're both YouTubers. I know how to use you know what. And Lance just didn't understand why the hell would he do that. He said, you have a girl that loves you and cares about you. But then as we've seen the video I Proposed, which was like a reenactment of how Lance proposed to Julia, which was like the same scenery, but we saw a different point of video. That didn't get that much views as he wanted. And also Ashley saw the fact that he proposed to Lance. That didn't work out. So he decided that he really wanted her to marry him. But she said no. I think the reason why he did that is because I have a feeling that, yeah, they did it for a video, but maybe he was hoping that this will give him a lot of views. Because as you guys know, Lance's proposal video got over 5.6 million views, or it might have passed 6 right now. So his mom found out that her wedding ring was on Ashley's finger, and he later finds out that the cousin was the one who stole him, so he had to give it back. Then this is where we met Reverse Josh and Shallow. So they tried to find out, as you guys may have remembered in the Storyfire videos that we've seen that they put out, they tried to see that Jesse was actually Deck Chair, which he wasn't. So we got to the point where he returned the house and he decided to return the ring, and this is where his dad told him that you have to pay me the money, or now I have a new cameraman, and that's Nick. And Nick got on Jesse, said, is this why your cameraman don't always leave because you don't pay him? Because he has no money, because after selling Storyfire, he has no money. And then he decided to move back to his house. That didn't work out. So he was still there, and his girlfriend found out that the parents are selling the old house, so he had to stay with him. He wanted to stay with him, but he can't. But after confronting his brother on the point where he decided to leave, he said, what if this is your last time meeting me? What if something happened to me? This is like the last thing you would say to me. Because after losing Storyfire, after not making a lot of money, Jesse felt like he had to give up. So he decided to go search for something. And this is where he actually stole the Tesla back. He said, give him 2 weeks, I'll call you, please. He left the dog, and also, as you remembered, he also picked up Ashley and got all of her stuff, and they just went on a road trip for almost 2 months. Now, let's fast forward to that point where we're supposed to see him get, some alien videos, which we haven't seen in a while. He didn't catch anything. He decided to meet the two brothers that made the greatest freakout videos, Waffle Pound. And that didn't go very well, if you guys may have remembered, because he actually believed that these guys were acting, and they were visionaries. He told them that you guys are my heroes. You guys did all this, and I decided to recreate it differently. But he later finds out that Steven does have not like a problem, but a little something that's going on. I'm sure it's a character thing, but overall, they didn't go very well. So now we're here at the showdown in the desert, where the Psycho Dad told Nick, Swift, and Shallow to go find Jesse. And they found him, and that's where we got the phone call saying that Deck Chair wants Jesse to run it with him. And he said yes. Mcjuggernuggets. So now let's go back to right over here, because this is where we are right now. So we've seen how they came back after, wow, this is a week. Let's see, 2 months. See, as you guys seen right here, it was 2 months ago we saw this video right here, and then he uploaded some videos on his Jesse Tyler Ridgway channel. And then, see right here, 3 weeks. This was 3 weeks. So, oh, actually, there's one video that he did not post. I'm being sued by a fan. As you guys know, he's suing, Shallow decided to sue Jesse because he stole his money, because as you know, he was stealing money from everybody. And he decided to use it to try to look for aliens, and that didn't work out very well. So, when they came home, after asking Brandy to try to stay with him for a while, but they couldn't, they decided to go back to the PA house, and he later finds out that Ashley's parents are there, and since they've been paying for everything, that's where they lost control of the house. So, fast forward 8 hours later, today we've seen Psycho Dad confronting Jesse, saying that all your friends are gone. They've left because you screwed them over. And now, Psycho Dad's doing a new YouTube channel. At the point where, if Jesse's not going to be able to pay him back, he's just going to do it himself. So that's the only point. That's the point he had to go. So Jesse was all by himself, and now that he has to try to fix the basement with the new rooms, new kitchen, new bathrooms, everything, Jesse has to do it on his own, without Swift's help, without Shallow's help, and without Psycho Dad or anyone. So Jesse's back to square one again, where he has to he confronted his demons, and now he has to get out of the hole that he dug himself. Now, this is where I have a feeling this is where season 4 starts. I think season 4 started right here, where he decided to come home. Now, season 3, actually, come to think of it, if you guys think about it right there, this was all season 3 right here. This is the end of season 3. Now that Jesse's home, Jesse's back. So if Jesse's back, and now he's doing videos, so Jesse has returned to his content house in New Jersey, I have a feeling that this video right here, this video is the start of season 4. So, actually, this might be, I want to say that this is where he returns. So, this is the end of season 3 of The Devil Inside, in my opinion. I know it's like a long story going. I know this was a long video. I'm sorry, but I was giving the 411 on what I believe. If this is season 3 now, or this is the start of season 4 of The Devil Inside. But now that Jesse has returned on that video, Psycho Dad confronts Mcjuggernuggets. Jesse is back. Jesse has returned. He has to do videos now, try to get money, and also hopefully that he'll be able to get out of the hole that he dug himself into. And now he has to do it on his own. So give me your guys' opinion on what you think. Do you think Psycho Dad confronts Mcjuggernuggets is the end of season 3 or the start of season 4? I would say that, like I said before, I think this video right there is the end of season 3. And now we're going to see Jesse try to pick himself back up again after everything that he's done. He faces demons, he came home, he dealt with it, and now we're trying to see him pick himself up again. So we'll find that out for sure. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more reaction from gameplay. Drop some likes if you enjoyed this. So, in conclusion, my prediction, I think this is the end of season 3. So season 4, whenever Jesse posts a video, that's where the next one starts. Have a good day, guys. Have a good night, guys. And don't forget, stay positive. It's nighttime right now, so that's why I said that. Stay positive, guys, and give me your opinions.